Bang! Hey guys, what's up? It is the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite movies. And yes, I promised myself to take a break from YouTube. So even though it is February the 2nd right now, I will not be uploading this video today. I want to just take a rest from editing videos for one day, okay? I'm allowing myself to take a rest for one day. But I just watched the movie 1917 by Sam Mendes, and I just really want to talk about it while it's fresh. But sure, I did sit down and think about the movie a little bit, digest a little bit, finalize my opinions on the movie. So here we go, 1917, which is a World War One movie about two British soldiers, Blake and Schofield, who are on an incredibly dangerous mission to go from point A to point B because the army in point B is about to attack and they're actually falling into a trap set by the Germans and it would kill them all. It would be a total massacre. So they need to secretly go to point B and tell them, hey, call off the attack. Do not fight so that you guys won't die and lose to the Germans. So we have 1917. And first of all, this movie is cut and filmed in a way it seems like it is only one shot. It seems like a one shot, one take movie. Of course, it isn't. There are many moments where, say, the camera pans over to a rock or go into a dark room and there's a little sneaky cut in there. Of course, it's very obvious, but still, the movie is stitched and filmed together like it's one shot, like Birdman, and that's a pretty cool marketing campaign, even though it's already done a few times before, like, again, Birdman, Mr. Robot Season 3, Episode 5, Hitchcock's Rope, The Russian Ark, and a few more. And also, I'm kind of happy that Sam Mendes is doing a World War One movie when a lot of people are making World War Two movies because it's bigger, crazier, more people have died. But Sam Mendes chose World War One because I think his grandfather served in World War One, so I guess it had a bigger impact on him. So that is respectable. Shout out to all the people who served in World War One. But I'm gonna be honest here. A lot of people are praising this movie. This movie won Best Movie for a Drama in Golden Globes. Got a lot of Oscar nominations. But I'm gonna be honest here. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I don't think it's that great. But I think it's still a pretty good, fairly great movie. So I'm gonna talk about the cons first, but before I talk about the pros. So first of all, we only have two characters for a majority of the movie going from point A to point B. There is a lot of walking and talking, and though they're not necessarily interesting, their characters aren't necessarily deep or intriguing, so this movie is not as engaging as I thought it would be. And we have the dialogues because we have a lot of talking, and they're not really all that well written either. They're not all that interesting either. We have the musical score here, which isn't bad, but it isn't great. A lot of people compare this movie to Dunkirk because it's another big World War movie, and the music on Dunkirk is way better. The intense clicking clock noises, but none of the musical scores in this movie really stand out to me. And then we have the issue of makeup, or maybe just the logic behind the makeup, because the characters in this movie, they go through a lot, especially the two main characters. They really go underwater, they get hurt, explosions happen, but yet towards the end of the movie, they're really clean. And well, you can say that it's because they went underwater, so it cleaned the dirt off, but still, it doesn't look like they're all that injured. It just doesn't look like they're all that bruised. And of course, given that it is a one shot movie, and it's a one-shot war movie. There are a lot of takes because of how complex and ambitious this movie is, and the cuts in this movie, they're actually really friggin' obvious every time a camera sort of swipes across a rock or go into the water and it's all bubbles in the frame. I was watching it in the theaters, pretty cool, and I was like, yep, that's a cut. That's another cut. Oh, this shot just basically zoomed into this guy's back and then went out again. That's another cut. Oh, swiping across a tree, another cut. So the cuts are pretty obvious. And in the middle of the movie just blacks out. It just cuts to black for a few seconds. And of course, there's a cut there, but it's just a little underwhelming that this movie didn't commit to the one shot marketing campaign 100%, while we have movies like Birdman that really commits to that, even though, of course, there are cuts there, but the cuts in Birdman are way smarter. We even have mirror shots in Birdman where the camera's literally in front of the mirror, but we can't see the camera, and that's crazy. Also, I forgot to mention that the CGI in this movie isn't really all that great. There are a few moments in this movie where you can actually see the green screen, and there's another shot where the characters jump into the water from the land, and that was a little clumsy over there. I mean, Roger Deakins himself had said that, he doesn't like CGI, he prefers natural. So there's that. And I guess my biggest gripe with the movie is that the trailer is a little deceiving. From what I've seen in the trailer, it looks like the movie is going to be a very epic, ambitious, bold, constantly riveting, intense, blood boiling, adrenaline pumping, suspenseful war film with huge war set pieces. But actually, only 3-4 moments in this movie are big and action packed. The rest of the movie is, well, not slow, but just, kind of quiet, drags on, a lot of talking and walking. And while I'm not complaining, because slow movies can be great either, but those moments aren't really that interesting either. But still, when all the action sequences happen, they're really awesome. So that moves over to the pros of this movie. First of all, let's get the obvious out there. The set, the props, the costume, they're all really amazing. A lot of dead bodies. They really dug trenches. The costumes are really great. It's very muddy, dirty, stinky. Watching this movie, you really feel like you're in the character's shoes, and when they get hurt, you feel hurt too, and I really love that. And of course, the cinematography is fantastic. I mean, Roger Deakins is the DP. What else do you expect? The guy also did Skyfall and the assassination of Jesse James, I think. I think that's the name. And then a bunch of other Blade Runner 2049. He did that as well. He had a bunch of amazing movies. And that scene in the nighttime in the ruined town, that was so gorgeous when flares was just popping off and you see all these ruined building structures and you see their shadows sort of appearing and disappearing into the black, into the night. It's gorgeous. It's breathtaking. In daytime, it's not as epic, but it's still really nice, really enjoyable. The jump scares in this movie, they actually give you a heart attack. They actually make you jump. And while, yes, I'm not a huge fan of these slow moments in the movie, there are a couple of slow moments that I thought was pretty nice, pretty beautiful. Like the moment when they were in the water and white petals just fall onto the water. That's very beautiful. And the singing scene right after that is pretty beautiful, pretty gorgeous, and heartful as well. However, there's another scene where they met this French woman who was trapped in the house, and they just had a conversation with subtitles. And I thought, if they want to present a genuine war experience, the language barrier should be in the element, and they shouldn't be able to conduct a full conversation. But I guess that's that. And yeah, I also really like the final climax of the film. Really epic, really suspenseful, and really nice payoff, and it gave me goosebumps, which is really awesome. This movie also deceives its viewers for the first half of the movie. I'm not gonna get into the spoilers, but that deception is pretty smart. And one more compliment is that the sets of this movie are are never the same. We never go back to the same point because we're going from point A to point B. So the set is always different. We're always going to a different set. So just imagine how much effort are put into building these sets and just them choreographing, going through all of these sets. It's pretty crazy, and I really appreciate that. Now, I do enjoy Dunkirk over this one because Dunkirk is a way more special movie with its weird timelines. The score is better, and it feels like a more genuine experience, even though there isn't enough blood and gore. But still, I think this movie overall is really satisfying. I'm really entertained watching this movie, and I'm saying that this movie is a movie worth watching, and I'm giving it a decent to strong 8 out of 10. So, have you seen 1917 from When Did and How Much did you rate it? Like if you like it and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.